Hello and welcome to the Your Revolution podcast. The Your Revolution podcast is a collaboration between Revolution Personal and Performance Training in Melbourne and the Me Project. The purpose of the Your Revolution podcast is to inspire you on your mission of betterment. Each week on the podcast, you'll meet game changers who have created extraordinary lives, and you'll listen to stories and lessons to empower you to make the changes necessary to your life. The Your Revolution podcast is committed to fitness, health, nutrition, mindset, community, education, empowerment, and betterment, and we hope that you can take what you learn here and apply it to your very own revolution.
Thanks for tuning into episode 110. We're here with fitness trainer, sports therapist, FIFA king, and owner of the men's Bootcamp in Melbourne, Anthony Totaro. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Greggy. Definitely the FIFA king in the last match, so thanks for popping that in.
Yeah, no, of course, I had to include that plug. I knew it was just going to drop in somewhere. So, welcome to the Your Revolution podcast. Look, we're super excited to have you on today, and I'm really looking forward to this discussion. Are you ready?
I am, mate.
All right, brilliant. So before we dive in, I thought it'd be a good opportunity for you to firstly give our listeners a brief introduction into who you are.
Okay, a little bit about myself. Well, obviously, how I knew you, I met you at university studying sports therapy and fitness. So that's been a large part of my life growing up, playing sports, and it's led to what I've been doing now in terms of running boot camps. Specifically for guys. In terms of early childhood and I guess what I did sport-wise and interests, footy was a big thing, AFL footy, Aussie rules footy, sorry. Played that right through to the age of 18 and a bit of senior stuff as well. And baseball as well. That was a bit of a different sport. Not all my mates played baseball, but that was something that I pursued for a good 6 to 8 years.
Right, okay.
Had good fun playing that, and I did stop that probably around the age of 18 to try have a crack at footy, and that ended due to a knee injury, a few knee injuries, and then I thought, all right, what should I do with myself now? So we sort of moved on to working on the business and trying to get that up and running. So in a brief sort of summary, that's where I'm at.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And I suppose, can you talk about, some of your, early influences that sort of got you into health and fitness?
Yeah. Mum and Dad have always been into health and fitness. Mum's always been a gym goer, and Dad was footy and baseball as well. So he was heavily into that scene. So that sort of led me to have a crack at that. So I think naturally seeing, your parents involved in sport makes you want to have a crack and and get far in that side of things. So and that hasn't wavered at all, mate. It's always been sport, fitness, health. Doesn't matter what sport it is. It's always been an activity, a hobby. So
sure, no, absolutely. And I suppose you spoke about your injuries, and look, I myself can relate to having a serious knee, pretty an ACL, which was the same as you. So. Definitely know how much of a setback it can be, and do you feel like having those, little hurdles sort of made you a better trainer as well?
For sure, mate. The knee injury was a bit of at the time I felt like my world was over.
Yep.
being 19, 20 years old and playing senior footy and I guess being in physical, in a physical condition where you want to be like that forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having an ACL makes you feel like you can't do anything at all. So in terms of initially, I felt like the world was against me and why me, but sort of moving forward and obviously understanding anatomy and injuries just through study and obviously working on rehab, that sort of carried over to clients in my work and helping them out with their injuries and physical training. So I try to use a negative, with what happened to me to a positive in terms of helping out people as well. So, injuries sucked, but I guess you got to try to take a positive from that.
What would you say, I suppose, was the biggest challenge going through that injury?
I would say I think the what if it would happen again. I think just because mine was so innocuous, I just changed direction and you sort of question like, okay,
This is playing football.
playing footy, just changing direction, and you sort of change direction. You go, wow, like your knee just gives away just like that. So it's a bit scary, and I guess the later stages of rehab through that 9 to 12 month mark, when you're ready to have a crack again, which I did have a go. You start to question, is it going to happen again? But you can't let that deter you getting physical again. But obviously that was probably a big head issue for me. But early on was just so bad. Just the icing, the swelling, the crutches, feeling like a vegetable. Just you can't do anything. So thank mum and dad for helping me out then. So luckily I was still at home.
Oh jeez, I remember that. God, when I had mine, those first few weeks, because I'm sure you would have been on the endones and all the drugs, and I used to find getting from like just going to the bathroom back home, that would put me to bed. I'd have to sleep all the time. Like I was just so I literally had no energy whatsoever. It was definitely a challenging early few weeks.
It just clogs you up and you can't sleep. Yeah, you don't. Whenever you hear ACL injuries today, you just cringe and hope it doesn't happen too often, because it's scary. It does, as you know. It's a common injury. So
absolutely. Now, I suppose going now into the education side of it. What made you, I suppose, want to study sports therapy?
My initial interest in that was just the relation to sporting clubs and elite sporting clubs that the college offered, where I studied sports therapy. So I guess when an 18 or 17-year-old sees work experience with North Melbourne or St Kilda, whichever club, I guess that sort of lights up your eyes if you're into sport and all that sort of stuff. So going down the sort of soft tissue rehab path, exercise prescription path it's an attractive look, attractive path for someone coming out of school. So I guess I was just one of them that tried to, have a go at that. And I've always been in that field. I mean, I'm still in the health and fitness field, so I guess it's just changed a bit since then. But I guess coming out of school, that was just take a peek, really. That's what led me to sports therapy and meeting yourself.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I should probably mention that's actually how our paths crossed, was through studying sports therapy. So there you go. So
we're still mates. It's a good thing.
Still mates. Look, we I mean, our friendship gets tested over games of FIFA and whatnot. So, but there's always a winner, there's always a loser. So,
all fair.
You got to take on the chin sometimes. So that's all right for my sake anyway. But moving on, I suppose, to study. So obviously you did sports therapy, and then I believe you did some further study as well throughout sort of exercise sports science. Was that?
I did my sports therapy, I did my personal training, so you set 3 and 4.
Yep.
And they all finished sort of together back in 2014.
Yep.
And then I think I worked for about a year just in a local chain gym, just doing PT and a bit of myotherapy on the side of the clinic.
Yeah.
And I just thought that wasn't enough, so I sort of went back to uni. Instead of doing sports science, which I felt like wouldn't have much benefit to doing a sports science degree, I went into teaching. So still chipping away at that degree. That's a secondary health and PE teaching degree. So just with the busyness of work and running boot camps, or several of them, that's taken a back step. So that's just something I'll get done eventually, but it's something I want to finish though, so it'll get done. But so teaching was the thing that I continued on after that.
Okay. And is that something you're thinking about doing down the line, possibly moving to sort of like teaching or secondary teaching or PE teaching or something like that?
Yeah, so PE teaching is the degree, so it's obviously an attractive field again, I guess, teaching sport, teaching health to secondary students. So I feel like I do that every day anyway, taking boot camps and whatever type of clients they are, whether they're adults or younger kids. So I feel like teaching is just a good foundation to have. So in terms of when I finish the degree, am I going to be a teacher in schools? Probably not. Just with the current situation. So it's always a good backup to have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, I suppose we get into more where we are in the present. I want to go back more in suppose how you started. So obviously you said you started as just sort of like your regular PT, you were just doing your just sort of like one-on-one training, and you said you're doing a bit of myotherapy on the side. Yeah. So can you talk about those people, the early on experience, I suppose what you find that the main challenges are, those starting off in fitness for those who might not be aware and whatnot.
Yep. So the biggest challenges I found starting off was just the pressure of actually trying to run your own business. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, you got to pay your own rent when you work in a gym facility. You can probably expect anything from $250 to $300 a week, depending on where you work.
Not cheap.
Yeah, I mean even higher as you get closer to the city. So that was, coming out of uni, or your Cert 3 and 4, whatever it may be. It's I guess the business side of it is something we're not, I guess, experienced at, and we don't get enough education on that. So it's a bit of a reality check for a lot of students coming out that, hey, it's not all easy. You can't just train people and go home. You got to run a good, efficient business as well. So that was challenging at times. I sort of chopped and changed a few times because I wasn't keeping up. So I guess as you go through those processes, those challenges, that's when you sort of adapt and what needs to work. Can I do this? And some people find it, some people move, some people change careers, but I've sort of found a little niche now that I can continue doing what I do.
Yeah, and I suppose the myotherapy. Now you have had some experience. I think you're presently at St Kilda Football Club.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know we've done previous both work at North Melbourne Football Club, and you've also, I think you've done a bit of clinic work as well. Did you find, I suppose, having the two together really helped as well, as opposed to just sticking to fitness?
Yeah. So I always use that as another niche that I had. I was more a rehab fitness trainer, rather than just training for fitness, training for strength. So a lot of my clients were sort of injury rehab or return to sport from a niggling injury as well. So having that sports therapy background was good. It still is. I still use that every day with my clients, with my group training. Yep. So I feel like that won't go to waste. That'll always be something that'll be a skill. Yep.
No, absolutely. Now, I suppose moving on to the present, what sort of led you wanting to transition towards group training, and especially focusing on males?
Yeah, so my fiance now, actually, Alexandra.
Yes.
So she runs a women's group training program. So when I first met her, she was running that, and I was running like sort of solo PT, one-on-one myo. I was driving around, getting this client, getting to that client, and I just watch her sort of take a session in the morning and then take a session at night, and in between she'd be doing coffees, doing this, doing that. I'm like, geez, okay, I've got my system wrong. What's going on here? So that led me to dig a little deeper and find what can I do to, I guess, work with her and obviously find a niche that would be attractive for clients as well. So that's where I created the Men's Bootcamp Co. And we're sort of almost, I guess, 14 to 16 months on. We basically help overweight guys, more of the older population, probably 40 onwards. Create a supportive space where they can get fit, have a laugh, talk some dribble, and obviously get healthier. So that was a bit of a process, seeing Alex do her thing and then me transitioning. So that's how that sort of sparked a flame in me to change and see what I could do out of it. So all going good so far. Yep. And then obviously big things to come as well.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's very interesting. I suppose you've obviously you've seen your fiance do really well, and it's like you've decided to take another strand and go, because there's not really many places or boot camps or people that really just target specifically males. So obviously you see a lot of women's only, whether it's it could be anything, boot camps or training sessions or.
Sure.
So that's definitely a very big niche, and also I must mention that a very sort of challenging population as well to train that sort of like around sort of the 40s and so it's finding it's like a lot of the math. So what would you say, I suppose, the most sort of common challenges of that sort of demographic when training?
Yeah, so I sort of think, geez, I'm training these guys that I'm training, they're old enough to be my dad.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
So there's always a joke in there that, you know, I'm quite young, but you know, that's just half the fun we have between the older guys. So in terms of challenges, I guess it would be, I don't find it hard to relate to them. I actually find that a strength. Obviously, there's an age gap, but I feel I can relate because obviously I've grown up with my old man and seeing the challenges that he faces in terms of his health, his time management, his diet, all that sort of stuff. So it's not like I've had a blind eye to it. I've seen the effects of you know being too busy and getting stressed out with work or whatever it may be. So in terms of challenge, I'd probably say just the accountability. Just seeing people or just seeing guys obviously start and then drop off. I guess that's with anyone. Obviously, you know, whether it's women, whether it's younger generation as well. But I guess we've tried to create a space where guys can not feel intimidated. You know, there's no other women, you know, that they're not distracted by in training sessions, or there's not younger 20 to 25-year-old footballers in there that are, you know, running around and these guys are, you know, trailing them. So it's not that bad. There's not too many challenges in terms of running the group. I guess it's just the normal, you know, accountability and you know, some guys drop off just because whether it's work, you know, the same old sort of stuff. So I guess it's just something we have to try and get better at, and you know, make them realise that health is, you know, your number one.
Yeah, well, so that's a really good point. I think even with the places I've worked and where I am is that I always find that sort of the initial sort of like first sort of 30 days, or, you know, when people are starting out, is like the most sort of challenging, and I suppose keeping them on track, keeping them on the ball. What are some of some of the things you do, I suppose, to keep them accountable, for example? Yeah,
so when they first sign up, we've got a private Facebook group where all our members are obviously can see one another, and we just really make them feel welcome. So, you know, they know it's a comfortable space. They know what's expected in the first 1 week, 2 weeks. We set mini goals, whether, you know, it's the first 4 weeks and then the next 4 weeks. So they know that they're in it for the long haul. They know it's not a quick fix. So we really try and set them up the mindset that they're gonna, you know, tick off these goals over a period of time, because we all know that there's quick fixes out there and everyone wants that magic pill or magic whatever it is. So I guess just being honest with them first up when we first meet them, because, you know, these guys are mature enough, they're old enough, they're not 20 years old. They appreciate the honesty and they just want to be looked after and obviously have a laugh and not get injured. That's another thing as well. These guys are, you know, working full time, looking after their families. You know, we're trying to, I guess, bulletproof their bodies and make them, you know, so they can, you know, whether they need to work longer or whether they need to, you know, get out of that job, you know, be able to move better. So it's just really being honest and listening to what they want to achieve by joining the boot camp. So I found that to be really helpful. No, absolutely. Now, I suppose we're talking about men's. Something like men's health, has that always been something you've been sort of like passionate about, or would you say that since starting this, it's sort of led you down that path as well? Obviously men's health is, obviously being a male, it's going to be something that I'm interested in. But it's definitely developed and evolved, and I guess even mental health is a big side of the boot camp that I've really touched on and tried to emphasise. We've run many Beyond Blue boot camps, and we've tried to support that foundation and get older guys talking and speaking about their struggles, and it's okay to, you know, be dealing with the hard times, but obviously having a supportive network, whether it's your family or whether it's a group of guys that you go to train with, that you guys can talk about whatever it is and open up. So I feel like creating the boot camps really brought out, you know, mental health and that stigma that, hey, we've got to help each other out here. Everyone's got their own battle. So in terms of like what men's health is, I guess, meant to me, it's really, obviously there's a physical side, but the mental side is they're basically 50-50 in terms of the boot camp. It's trying to keep everyone happy and healthy. So
No, absolutely. Now, in terms of talking more about the boot camp as well, what sort of do you run several sort of locations, or how does it? How does it all run? And
so we started about 14 months ago with one location down in Keysborough, and we were there. We are still there. I'm the managing director of that location, and we've just. Tomorrow we're opening up Berwick. So,
oh, there you go.
Yeah, so
exciting.
In the southeast suburbs, it's our second location. So we've got about 35 members signed up there, ready to kick some ass in 2020. So that's our second location, and we're really hoping to build, firmly from here on in. So just from what I've seen, what we can do in one suburb and the guys that get around it, it's really exciting to see. So I've got no hesitation of moving out and obviously helping more guys. It's just a matter of time and people spreading the word. Social media is amazing these days. So the amount of positive reviews that we get, changing. It's not just weight loss. Obviously, weight loss comes with training, but it's just the community, the culture that we've created for guys. That they don't get at home. It's different to a pub. It's different to going down the pub and sinking beers and talking dribble with your mates. These guys are changing themselves, physically and mentally. So it's really good to see that guys are spreading the word and and they're encouraging their mates to get along as well. They're not saying go to the pub instead. They're saying this is awesome. Come here, let's train. Let's get healthy and then maybe we can go to the pub afterwards.
Well, that's a great little point if you just brought up there. And I suppose even I think that's what makes group training so good, and especially when you can build obviously friendships and networks, and as you sort of said, you can make friends in the gym, and it's not like you can just come out and say, hey, let's go to the pub. It's like, hey, I've got a group of friends here, let's go to the gym together. Let's train. Are we training tomorrow? And I suppose that also goes into more that sort of accountability and all that whatnot as well. So
the accountability is a big thing. I mean, when you got someone relying on you to rock up, you don't want to let them down. Obviously, there's the head trainer, that's their job. But when you got mates, next to you saying, get your ass to boxing, tomorrow morning, you don't want to let him down. So, and obviously, we let everyone know about it if you don't rock up in a good way. So that's the beauty of group training. It's obviously it's not for everyone, but for a lot of people, it's just good socially as well.
No, absolutely. And in terms of the style of training you do, is it all sort of outdoor based? Is it how does it how does it all work?
Yeah, so obviously being in the month of January now, it's weather's hot. During the hotter months, we go to parks. So we've got a lovely park down at Berwick that we've started in the location out there. I've always had an indoor location at Keysborough.
Okay.
So we've had a gym facility there, but we get outdoors sometimes on a Saturday. So it really just depends. We sort of switch depending on the current time of the year. So obviously coming to colder months, the Berwick guys will look to find an indoor space, whether it's a local gym or a school hall, something like that. Just as long as we got the group together, it's location's not an issue. It's just a matter of obviously having the trainer and having the 10 to 15 guys in the group. Obviously equipment's not a necessity. The amount of things you can do, body weight. These guys, they're just learning the fundamentals of movement. They don't need power racks. They don't need everything in the gym
from the sun.
So just teaching these guys to move better, they really appreciate that. So and then obviously the load comes once they they're competent at movement. So in terms of the style of training, I'd say it's more it's more like prehab, preventing these guys from getting injured and then making them strong.
I suppose that would be a challenge for some of them early on. So a lot of them that maybe maybe they were very active when they were younger, and obviously getting back into or doing that sort of training can obviously be obviously a bit of a challenge, and obviously breaking habits and getting them into routines and whatnot. And so you said a lot of the training more sort of your body weight. Do you do sort of different sessions depending on different days, or vary by location? How does it? Is it, or is it more like seasonal? How would you say, in terms of the styles of training that you run?
Yeah, so we've got obviously a schedule for each day.
Yep.
Whether it's like a boxing on a Monday, upper, lower.
Yeah.
We might have a conditioning, and then on a Saturday we generally go out on a location, whether it's 1,000 steps in Dandenong or whether it's Oliver's Hill in Frankston. We get outdoors and try and make it real boot campy, and we do mud obstacle courses. We do some pretty cool stuff.
So you really do a lot of like activities as well.
Yeah,
and get them out of their comfort zone, and
for sure. And that happens once a month on a Saturday.
Oh, fantastic!
So the guys really, seeing 40-year-old guys just walk around in mud and lifting logs over their head, and it puts a smile on their face. You think they're 18 again. So that sort of really boot campy style of training comes out. In these situations. So we've got that once a month, and then obviously your standard training during the week. That your upper to lower body split, some boxing as well. So and then we just progress these guys as they're here longer with us. Obviously, we've got new guys coming in consistently, so that's just a challenge of the trainer. Keep monitoring transformations and whether to progress one person and not progress another. And we've had guys, because most of our guys are at a beginner level. We don't have 25-year-old guys doing 3K in 9.5 minutes. We don't have those that background. So when someone's at a state where they're probably looking to move into might be CrossFit or it might be an F45, they want a different environment. We're totally pleased with that, because it's like they've progressed from our program. We don't try and keep someone just for the sake of keeping them. If we try and cater for beginners, and if they're sort of over that level and they feel like they've moved on, it's it's almost like an achievement.
It's a reward,
So we found that to be really helpful. We've had multiple guys sort of move on and thank us for getting them started and
put them on the right path.
So I feel like we're a good foundation for guys. To start.
No, absolutely. Now, you did mention obviously opening a new location. Was it starting tomorrow? What would you say as a future sort of expansions, or were you looking more? Are you still looking more of a sort of like boot camp model, or was it put this transition somewhere else? How?
So at the moment, I've got Keysborough and Berwick, and Alex, my fiance, she has 6 locations up and running. So
wow, okay.
She had a crack early on. Had a real crack. I was going
to say you're lagging a little bit here. You're gonna have to.
I sort of watched her go, and I went, right, let's see how the boss does it. And I'll take after that. So she's done awesome. She's just off the top of my head, the locations: Point Cook, Preston, sort of the northern suburbs, and then we've got Knox, Frankston, Narre Warren. There might be another one in there I've missed as well, but she's got all them up and running at a point where they've got managers running them, and we sort of changed their lifestyle. So, and obviously changing girls of the community as well. So seeing that sort of go bananas in these months is exciting for me to, I guess, expand later in the year. Obviously, as the warmer months come up. So we're sort of taking it a little bit slower. The women's has been running for about 3 years now. So it's all in good time. But I guess the grand plan is to just grow together and change people's lives and obviously change the community as well. So slowly.
Yep. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, I must say, it's very unique. Obviously, when you're working in sort of the same field as your partner and whatnot. But it sounds like she was obviously a pretty good influence on you, in terms of getting you into, I suppose, this is what you're doing now. Is that pretty fair to say?
Yeah. So probably to answer that question back at the start, big influences. I guess from a business perspective, I'd say, Alex has done just that. I guess she makes decisions and just goes through with them. Whether there's mistakes involved and whether there's, she just gets back on it and I guess, she has a goal in mind and she has a crack. So seeing your partner do that is really inspiring, because I haven't had too many role models from a business point of view anyway that would do that. So I feel like I've grown as a someone in charge of a business. It's really cool to see, and I guess have someone by your side each day. It's like a walking dictionary. You can just sort of check in with her and see if this is right, if I should do this or should do that, and we sort of help each other out. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it's a very fantastic partnership. I must say, even though we're recording now, I really like this study area they've got here. Yeah, maybe you can explain. I don't know if you're able to see it, but I really like what
Yeah, so what Greg is referring to is a couple of quotes on our study wall. So Alex is big into her quotes. Also her star signs, I won't get into that. But basically we're sitting at our desk and Alex has got a nice big quote on there. Don't miss out on something that could be great just because it could also be difficult. And then you just look to the right, and my one is daily ripples of excellence over time become a tsunami of success. So we did think those ones through.
Yep.
That's just something to look at on the wall when we're studying or working out the next business plan. So this is where all the all the good stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. Now I suppose actually still talking about and Alex. Now obviously it's a big year for you this year because it's April. You'll be tying the knot, isn't it?
Yeah. So. Quick mover. So we've been together about 3 years now. So we've come on in leaps and bounds, and we're tying the knot in April. So it's an exciting adventure that's coming up. I guess we've been living together for quite a while now, so I don't think too much will change. We've been running a business together for quite a while now. So I guess this is just another day on the calendar that we get to celebrate. And obviously. Yeah, whatever's involved in a wedding, I'm not too sure. I just sort of let Alex do the planning. I'll rock up and do what I got to do. So it's exciting.
No, very good, very good. Well, I suppose talking more. I suppose how would you I was going to get into more on some other little question like work life and that. How would you describe your I suppose day-to-day operations and running I suppose like a boot camp or life as well, because I must say boot camps, as probably most people think, probably super early starts, probably nights. How does it all work for you?
It's a really attractive lifestyle for me. I guess I start class at 5:30 in the morning every day of the week. When I say every day of the week, I've got trainers that help me out now and take a few mornings, but class starts at 5:30 every day, so we're up at 4:30. Take class 5:30 to 6:15, and then I guess it's the real work starts from there. It's all admin, it's all marketing, it's all I feel like running taking the class is almost the easy part. I'm just so used to that. I'm so used to that's sort of the fun part of the business, I guess.
I was gonna say that's hard, that transition to go from when you're just doing that stuff to just promotion, marketing.
Alex having her marketing background and really helps obviously in terms of what's needed to generate leads and I guess keep the business floating. So that gets all done during the day. So you could probably, in terms of what a day looks like, you got your training. And we generally head down to one of our favourite cafes, whether it's Drip just down the road here in Moorabbin. They're always a favourite, but Alex is down in Narre Warren as well, so we're down there a fair bit. We sort of find a cafe, pump out a few hours of marketing admin. And then I'll probably sneak in a gym session at lunchtime, and then I guess it's a bit more work, and then I guess the real stuff again at night. Obviously taking the nighttime class. So it is that day is you're quite flexible. It's whether you want to do extra work or whether you want to do a social thing. It's I guess that's the attractive thing for a personal trainer or a group instructor. You're not working every day every minute of the day. Yeah, sure.
Well, I suppose, further expanding on that sort of work-life balance, what were supposed to say your key strategies around it? Because not only, like I said, you just talked about your coaching, but also, about your own training, life in general. And I suppose, with Alex, you run a business together, obviously together as well. Like, what I suppose, Yeah, well, I suppose that's sort of the things that you do, I suppose, to balance carrying good balance and whatnot.
So in terms of like a work-life balance.
Yeah, work-life balance. I mean, that's a big thing most people sort of struggle with.
Yeah. I mean, I've always played sport, but I guess, I'm 26 now, and I probably stopped playing sport, I guess 4 years ago, just due to a few injuries and, obviously with my knee, I've got a few eye conditions that sort of make it hard for me to see playing sport. So I guess sport's one thing that I used to use as a release, I guess as a, you can do your thing, whether it's playing footy or whatever, and that's, I guess, for a lot of guys anyway, that age, playing footy, I always use that as a work-life sort of balance. I guess now it's just a matter of, catching up with important people, obviously family, friends, and then I guess just doing what you enjoy, whether it's training, whether it's, the beach, or whether it's, doing the little things, just not getting caught up in work the whole time, because there's always something you could do. I've just found that there's always something you could be doing. So you really got to write down, I guess, at the start of the day, what you want to achieve, tick them off, and then I guess, whether you want to do more work you can, or whether you want to take some time off to look after yourself, go do that, because otherwise you burn yourself out. And it's happened to me almost a few times, trying to do too much at once. And you don't want that to happen, because that's when things start to go a little bit sour.
No, absolutely.
So I guess, anyone running their own business can probably, say the same thing. So, I'm still learning that, that balance.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, I've thought a few little closing questions here. What's, I suppose, one thing you wish you had known before you started your career?
One thing I wish I'd known is probably...
Would you say it's some of the things you've just touched on then, or?
Yeah, I'll probably just say... Probably just have more of a marketing background. I guess your skill set's your skill set.
Yep.
But I guess a lot of it comes down to just exposure. If you don't know how to expose your brand, no matter how good you are, it's very hard to to gain business, attract clients. So I guess that was something I learned a little bit later through marketing and Alex and things like that. But coming out of school, I wish I would have been told that a bit earlier.
Yeah.
But that's probably something that comes to mind.
Okay. Now, what would you say was your biggest failure, and what did you do to learn from it?
Biggest failure? Probably being a bit hard on myself. I always felt like footy was a bit left hanging. Just getting to that level where I guess you start to play good footy, playing consistently, and then you get struck down from an injury. I probably let that take a bit more time than it should have to, I guess, have a crack. And
sure,
I might have used excuses of, it might happen again, or I'm not playing because of this condition, or I'm playing because of that condition. So I guess those thoughts, they come back from time to time, but then you get busy with work and running a business, and then whether it's starting a family, those things start to come in mind. So I guess failure wise, I probably from a footy perspective would be, I probably wanted to get a bit more out of that, but we try not to dwell on those things too much.
No, fair enough. Now, I always like to throw a little, this is my curveball question. I always throw it in every episode.
Baseball, curveball,
that's it. Good. So if you were the podcast host, what would you have asked yourself that I haven't already asked you? And of course, you have to answer this question as well.
What would I have asked myself? So basically, if I was the podcaster.
So if you were the podcast host, what would you have asked yourself that I haven't already asked you?
Alright, what haven't you asked me? Probably where the men's Bootcamp co is going to be in 5 years' time.
Okay.
I think the intentions going forward, we want to be, I guess, a well-known brand across Melbourne and helping as many guys as possible. So I guess the more locations is the goal. And obviously, I guess, the older guys, I guess, just having a crack at their health and fitness, doing it in an environment where there's support, Obviously from the trainers and from one another, the more we can, I guess, help Melbourne and help the suburbs around Melbourne. That's sort of the next goal, and I really want to be, I guess, a part of that process and watch it grow. So,
okay. Any future plans to expand out of Melbourne or Victoria? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. We haven't talked about that. But at this rate, it's, I guess, just trying to, tick off the little things and worry about the next month ahead. So
okay.
There's always big goals and there's always little goals. So I guess we've got to write down some future plans. With Alex pretty soon. So
no, fantastic. Now, actually speaking about men's boot camp, probably a good idea to give a plug is where I suppose can our listeners find you guys and also sort of connect you online.
Yeah, so we've got the social media pages, Instagram and Facebook. So the Men's Bootcamp Co. We try and post all our training content on there and obviously, I guess, give people an image of what we do and what the culture is like. So we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We've got a website as well. Just see www.themensbootcampco.com.au. Got our details on there. But we really try and push. I guess we need to push what we do more on different avenues as well.
Platforms.
But for now we're on there. So if you want to have a look and see what we do, go ahead and have a look.
Absolutely. And for yourself, you obviously have Instagram, Facebook. If anyone wants to get hold of you directly,
So Anthony Totaro, again, just on Facebook and Instagram. Pretty quiet on the old gram actually. I haven't got too much on there, as you know, Greggy.
You're not like me.
I'm not a real frequent storyteller, but I reckon I need to pick up that game. Actually, I've had a few requests for that, so
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, so I need to pick up that part. So.
Okay. No, very good. Okay, well, as I always like to close with all people on the podcast, I have my Revo PT signature 20 questions I usually like to ask the guests. It's typically one-word responses, although sometimes we might need to go into a bit of an explanation.
Yep.
Are you ready to play?
Okay, I don't know what to expect, but yep.
All right, here we go. I've really thrown him in the deep end here. Okay, so question 1. Barbells or kettlebells?
Barbells.
Okay. Question 2. Squats or deadlifts?
Deadlifts. Too tall.
Question 3. Assault bike or ski erg?
Oh, a ski erg.
Really?
Yeah, I fractured my foot and I was going to CrossFit and they just made me do the ski erg just consistently. So I really started to get, I guess, good fitness out of that, and I'll probably get sick of that pretty soon. I'll be back to the assault bike.
Back to the assault bike, yeah, fair enough. Question 4. Do pineapples belong on pizza?
No.
No, strong no.
No, I'm not a pineapple fan. Alex does the old pizza thing and burger thing, like pineapples on burgers, pineapples on pizzas. But
on burgers?
Yeah, so like a burger with a lot, the pineapple in there as well. I just keep them out. I reckon just keep them in like your fresh fruit platters.
Okay.
So I'm not about it.
Fair enough, not about it. Alrighty, we are Italian as well, so I suppose
so pineapple is not Italian, so we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Question 5. Chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, vanilla.
Oh, okay. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, vanilla protein powder. That's
nice.
That's it. That's always
a standard.
A staple.
Good. Question 6. 3 things that you can't live without.
My runners. My Apple Watch. I'm really addicted to that. I'd make sure I wear it every day, just get my steps up.
Yep.
And probably my PlayStation. I'm really starting to get back on FIFA and Netflix. So for now, that's my third.
Okay, very good. Question 7. Your favourite sports team?
The Mighty Tigers, Richmond.
Richmond. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, good team at the moment.
Yep.
Most annoying habit?
Probably I'm too clean for Alex apparently, so I reckon I get on her nerves a bit. So if she's around, if she's making a mess,
like OCD.
Yeah, probably not that. Probably just, if you want to call it OCD, probably. But if that's a bad habit, I'd probably say I'm probably up for that. If she probably had to name a bad habit of me, so we'll put that one down.
Put that one down.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Favorite movie?
Arnie Schwarzenegger. Let's go Predator.
Predator, okay.
Yeah, classic.
Very nice. Okay, if you had 2 superpowers, what would they be?
Yeah, I want to be able to do a muscle up. That's not a superpower, but
So super strength?
super strength. Yeah, just do a lot of strong stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so strength. I'd say strength. Just lifting heavy stuff.
Yep. Makes sense.
And another would be being able to, I guess, read people's minds. I guess being in the industry of trying to interpret what people are thinking.
Yeah, like a Professor Xavier.
Yeah, so
Telepathic.
exactly. So I think that would help with my job a lot. So,
Strength and okay.
Yeah.
Good combo there. 1 word to describe you. Was 1 not enough?
Yeah, I've got several in mind. And arm's not the word. Consistent.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that actually. All right, let me give you another little 3 things. I'm pretty sure you can't take any of these that you said before, but what are 3 things that you would take on a desert island?
Desert island, probably take my water bottle. It comes with me everywhere.
Yep.
Probably dead without it. Probably take a bottle of kombucha.
Yep.
Yeah, just there's some more fluids.
Water bowl.
Bottle of kombucha.
Not kombucha in the water bowl?
Nah.
No, okay.
Yeah, bottle of kombucha and a water bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, so start with the water and
More
then
fluids? Okay,
we'll
yep.
go kombucha.
Yep.
And then I'll probably bring a mini footy. I've always been a fan of kicking the footy around the house.
Yep.
Not the big footies, just the ones where you kick indoors and you don't break anything. So
Well, desert island, you won't have that problem.
nah, if I had my water and my little footy, I'd be a happy man.
You'll be all set.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Favorite holiday destination?
Going to Europe this year, so don't know what that's about. But so far, I'd say Mexico. This time last year, we were there for a good 4 to 5 weeks, and that was good fun. So
yeah, nice,
cool place. Mexico so far. Yeah.
Okay, very good. What's the best Wi-Fi name you have seen?
Wi-Fi. Probably Chubbs.
Chubbs.
Yeah, mum and dad's Wi-Fi was Chubbs. Now our dog, whose name was Chubbs after Happy Gilmore, you know the guy, Chubbs Peterson.
Yeah.
So our dog was Chubbs, and then out of nowhere our Wi-Fi was Chubbs. But I asked the question, "Did you name this after our dog?" And they said no. And apparently Optus have just, I don't know how it works, but
they assigned
Chubbs to it. So
this was before you had the dog.
Yeah. I think it was before. Okay. So it was a bit of a conspiracy, but I remember just always connecting to Chubbs and thinking this is creepy.
I was just starting to think, did you get the dog get named after the Wi-Fi? Like you didn't know what to call it.
It might have been that. It could have been that also. So, but there's some pretty weird ones out there these days. But
Chubbs.
All
right, Chubbs. It is. All right. Next one. If you were president for the United States, for one day, what would you do?
Probably give a lot of money to Australia and help them out with all the bushfires going on at the moment. So I think Trump could pitch a hand to ScoMo. So
yeah,
I think I guess obviously all the turmoil that's going on at the moment with the bushfires and that stuff, that a lot of people are doing the hard time. So I guess we can help out in any way. That'd be something I'd probably want to contribute to urgently.
Absolutely, 100%. All right. Do you have any superstitions? And if yes, what are they?
Superstitions. Not really. I've got like little habits I do that are probably superstitions. Like I always do double knots. I never do single knots on my shoes.
Okay.
I don't know if I think they're going to come undone, but
yep.
I'm always a double knot man.
Yep.
That's about it, really.
Yep. Okay, that's pretty good. What would you say is your most embarrassing moment?
Embarrassing moment would be let's keep it PG, yeah?
Definitely. Give what you like.
Nothing on the top of my head, but actually no, I've got it. When I was mum and dad lived on well, they still do live on a bit of land, and we go quad biking.
Okay.
And I remember mum and dad had some cruisers in the fridge, like the girl,
like the vodka,
vodka cruisers, and
all the drinks.
I think I was about 12 at the time, and I must have thought it was cordial, or I knew it was a cruiser, and I just decided to have one. And
did you see them and think, well, what are they?
What are these things? And I was just about to go for a bike ride on the quad bike, and apparently I drank the thing, about 3/4 of it, and left it on my desk, and then go out to ride the quad bike. And about half an hour in, I see Mum comes out with a bottle of cruiser, and I just don't understand why I did that in the first place.
Yeah.
Secondly, I drank it and left it on my desk.
Yeah.
And you think I'd try and hide it, but I wouldn't know if that's embarrassing. I reckon it's just a stupid thing back in the day. Back in drinking and driving at 12.
Drinking and driving at 12.
Yeah. Yeah. So that comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
Fair enough. Young and dumb.
Young and dumb. Yeah, that's it. We all learn, don't we? What would you say is your favourite word in English?
Please. I always use my manners, so I really like it when someone uses their manners. So
please, okay.
Yeah, well, thank you, please, and thank you. Someone that uses their manners, it goes a long way. So, I wouldn't say it's I don't know if it's my favourite word, but it's a word I like to hear when I'm having a discussion. So,
okay,
yeah.
Oh, very good. Well answered, actually. All right, good one. We'll close. What is the most ridiculous fact you know?
I don't read too much. I'm trying to think of something that I do know.
It's always what everyone's got one.
Yeah, some weird fact that they always tell at a party or something like that.
Could be something about fitness.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if this is fact, but I did the Wim Hof breathing yesterday.
You did, yes.
Yeah,
that's right.
And that was an amazing experience where I guess there's a lot of science behind it, and
you should probably touch on what it is actually for those that don't.
Yeah, so I mean, I really don't know how to explain it to a T, but basically it's a breathing method that teaches you to, I guess, calm down and I guess be in a state where there's more carbon dioxide in your body compared to oxygen. At a point where you're hyperventilating, and I guess it's just learning to breathe through your diaphragm rather than your chest. So I guess it's learning to use muscles in your stomach compared to your chest. So this is basically a stress mechanism. So just teaching you how to breathe, and did this experience yesterday, and just experienced some crazy physical symptoms of what happens when you breathe. For, doing this method, and I basically I felt like I was bolted to the floor, like I was breathing and my joints were getting really tight, and for anyone...
The tingling,
the whole lot. For anyone wanting to, I guess, work on breathing, stress relief, or anything like that, I highly recommend trying something like a Wim Hof breathing or any sort of relaxation course. So
we should touch on, I suppose, what you do after it, because we had one of my previous guests is a man called Lars Nilsson, and he's very much into the Wim Hof breathing with the ice baths, and I suppose you should mention you followed the breathing, you should say. Yeah,
so after the breathing, obviously you feel like you've just done an hour and a half sauna session, just the amount of breathing you do and all the tingling and I guess relaxation state that you're in. And then after that, they want you to submerge in an ice bath. For I think a max of about 5 minutes or a minimum of 5 minutes. And basically, it's tough stuff trying to submerge your whole body in cold water. And obviously, when you go into that water, you work on your breathing. That's the whole point of the exercise, and letting your mind, I guess, dictate what's going on and not reacting to the stress of the cold water. So definitely a tough thing to do, but I've found that to be a real, I guess, game changer for what your mind can do, and what's it's probably the strongest thing. It's the strongest thing that we've got. So yeah, I was just amazed by that. So if that's a fact, that's not a fact, but that's just something.
Well, I suppose you touched on in terms of the breathing, in terms of the diaphragm, in terms of the chest. So
yeah, so I guess if to answer your question, the diaphragm, is king with breathing, I guess, and learning how to breathe is probably one of the most underrated, undervalued thing, I guess, a lot of people don't know about.
Yep.
And for those that do eventually learn it and learn how to breathe, it's a very powerful tool with training, stress relief, and just overall,
there's a lot of carryover.
Longevity as well.
Yeah. So you would definitely do it again?
I'd want to do it again. Yeah. So didn't know what to expect, but now that I know what to sort of expect, it's I think it's only going to get better. So.
Yep. No, absolutely. All right, well, we'll close it there. Like I said, this is episode 1 out of 10. Now, as we sort of touched on before, we might just repeat it here. So if people want to connect with you, again, best place to find you, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, so the Men's Bootcamp Co. on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And also my private page is on Facebook and Instagram, Anthony Totaro. So you'll find some good training content on the Men's Bootcamp Co. page. And I post the odd photo here and there of what's going on in my life as well. But always good stuff.
All right, fantastic. Like I said, this is episode 1 out of 10 of the Your Revolution podcast here with Anthony Totaro. Thanks for tuning and listening in, and we will catch you next time.